CEOs of public companies, do you want to increase your stock price, increase your trading volume, raise capital, all using a proven system? Wall Street Report has helped countless CEOs just like you do exactly that over the last 25 years using our proven system. And again, we've worked with companies from over the counter, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, Canadian companies. These companies have raised billions of dollars. We've had multi baggers, stocks that have increased 300, 500%, 1,000%, 5,000%. And I'm going to give you some case studies how they did exactly that, how that's right, you can replicate those results. Success leaves clues. If you follow the steps that they took, you're going to achieve the same results or very similar results. And it all starts by presenting your story at Wall Street Reporter's live stream events, by presenting your company's story at Wall Street Reporter's next live stream event. You're going to be connecting with, you're going to be engaging with thousands of interested investors worldwide. That includes high net worth retail investors, family offices, institutions, corporate finance professionals. So if you want to increase your trading volume, liquidity, market support, stock price, raise capital, you're going to be connecting with the right audience that's going to help you do exactly that. And I'm going to show you the case studies coming up. So again, this is part of some of the success stories we've had. All these success stories started when these CEOs shared their story with the Wall Street Reporter's audience with a live stream event, just like you're going to do. Now, this is some of the capital that some of our clients have raised over the last 12 to 18 months. Again, companies range from over the counter, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, Canadian companies, all at high valuations. Again, you're able to do that when you have a healthy stock price. When you have deep liquidity, you can raise all the capital you want. So again, I'm going to get right to the bottom line here. This is $5,000 program. This is going to be the best 5 grand investment you will ever make. And here's why. You're going to see immediate results. Most of our presenters, I would say 75% or more. And again, we're doing this for 25 years. 75% of our presenters see an immediate increase in their stock price between the time the company announces the press release and the time of their presentation in 24 hours after. Anywhere from 35%, we've seen stocks increase, 50%, stocks double. Most importantly, it sends a very strong signal to the market. When you present at a Wall Street Reporter online conference, you're sending a signal to the market that your stock is on the move. Why is that? Because only companies with good news are presenting at conferences. Companies with bad news are not presenting at conferences. When you're presenting at a conference, it's an event. It means something is happening. There's catalysts happening. Uh, you're going to be increasing your shareholder base with the Wall Street Reporter's global audience. And again, I'm going to show you some case studies on how that happens. You're going to re-energize and re-engage your existing shareholders. When your shareholders see that you're presenting at a conference, at a Wall Street Reporter conference, they know that something big is going to start to happen. The other thing is you're going to be able to attract capital. Again, we have countless corporate finance professionals in our audience. We have high net worth investors, people buying into private placements. They're all in the audience. So when you have the right story, this is a great way to raise capital. We've had companies raise millions of dollars on some of our live streams. That's right. I can show you those case studies. And you can also attract analyst media coverage. There's always industry analysts who follow our events. There's institutional analysts who are looking for interesting stories. Buy side analysts, I'm talking about, not investment banks, real buy side analysts that funds are looking for interesting stories. And most importantly, you're also going to be able to build your personal brand as an industry leader. It's very important for a CEO to build their personal brand, to build that, what we call a cult following. That's a proven way to start increasing your stock price. And again, who's in our audience? High net worth investors, family offices, fund managers, analysts, stockbrokers, investment bankers, corporate finance professionals. Most importantly, these are long-term investors. These are long-term investors who are focused on the CEO's vision and execution. These are not day traders. These are not flippers and not guys looking at 15-minute charts. Again, the reason why they're watching a presentation is because they want to know what is your vision for the company's growth. They're making the bet on you, not even the company, not even the business plan. They're making the bet on you. That's why they want to connect with you. And again, you're leveraging a trusted brand name, Wall Street Reporter's brand since 1843, and a documented track record of success. So real quick, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a 30-minute presentation with audience Q&A. You get pre-event marketing to our full email list. You're going to connect with over 100,000 investors over there. You're going to get social media amplification through all our networks. Your video is going to be posted on wallstreetreporter.com. It's also going to go on YouTube. You can reshare it. And also, we're going to give you some analytics afterwards to give you kind of an idea of what the engagement rate was, some feedback of what the market really thinks of your stock. We're going to give you some real honest feedback, which is very valuable. So we have two options to fit your convenience and your schedule. You can choose our standard conference format where you're going to be presenting alongside 6 or 8 other companies, relevant companies. And so there's going to be a larger audience that you're going to be able to benefit from leveraging that whole group. Or you can choose to do an exclusive event where it's essentially, you want to call it a town hall format, webinar format, whatever it is, but it's just you presenting your story. We market the event to our whole database. And again, it's a 30-minute, 45-minute presentation followed with Q&A. And the power of that is also that's a great way to also re-engage your existing shareholder base. The great thing about events is an event gives you maximum attention. By definition, an event is special. Markets pay attention to your stock. Presenting at Wall Street Reporter events sends a signal to the markets that your stock is on the move. Because again, only companies that are expecting good news are presenting at conferences. Companies that are going bankrupt are not presenting at conferences. I mean, it should be obvious, right? Okay, this is going to give you the best ROI of any corporate growth initiative. I can, show you the data. Your CFO is going to love this. Again, it's a $5,000 investment. The upside is it's asymmetric. So here's the fact: the average presenter, the average stock increases about 30% or more. Again, we've had stocks increased 75%. Stocks have doubled within 48 hours of the event. Average market cap for a presenter is about 100 million. So if your market cap is 100 million, 30% increase, that's $30 million of value is created. Now let's do the math. You're investing $4,900, right? The $5,000 investment, less than $5,000, and you're creating $30 million. That's, let's do the math, 60,000%. Where else can you turn 5 grand into 30 million? Now, let's say you have a $300 million market cap. You might only get a $50 million increase. Still, that's pretty good, right? Let's say you have a $25 million market cap. By the way, the smaller the market cap, the bigger the leverage is. There's more torque. And you guys understand how that works. If you have a $25 million market cap company and you're presenting at a conference, a lot of times we've seen these stocks increase 50% or more. So again, massive ROI. So whether your stock, again, whether it increases 10 million or 100 million, it's a lot. It's a great. So again, whether your stock increases 10 million or it increases 100 million, you're getting a massive ROI on $4,900. I don't know where else you can invest $4,900 and you have a very strong probability of seeing this type of increase. Again, we're talking about probably 70% of stocks, 70% of our presenters show these increases. And again, we've had stocks that have doubled. This is what's called a no-brainer decision. It's a no-brainer decision. In fact, by not doing this, you're going to be losing. It's an opportunity cost, right? It's a no-brainer decision. So you probably ask, okay, what's the catch? You have the high probability of my stock going up. What's the catch, right? The catch is this is only open to new clients of Wall Street Reporter, and it's only once a year for new clients. That's the catch, okay? Basically, we do this so to give you an introduction to our full platform, to our ongoing services, because you don't want to just do a one-shot event, right? You want to really have results that are going to be sustainable. You want to snowball, right? You want to build on the success. You don't want your stock to just increase 30%. You want your stock to increase 5x, 1,000% or more. And I'll show you some case studies. Companies, CEOs like you who did that. So here's something very important that you need to understand. Okay. This is not just another live stream event, not just another webinar. What we do is completely different. The reason we're able to get these incredible results is because of the Wall Street Reporter brand, the reputation. By presenting at our events, you're going to be able to leverage it. Here's the advantage that's worked for you. So look, the Wall Street Reporter brand goes back to 1843. I don't know if you can see that. Company's been around actually over 180 years. So it's the oldest financial brand in the world besides the Economist newspaper published out of London. We've been online since 1997, over 25 years, working again, with thousands of public companies during that time. And we have an unparalleled track record of delivering countless multi-baggers, stocks at double, triple, 5x. And nobody out there, nobody anywhere has delivered more 10 baggers, stocks that increase 1,000% or more than Wall Street Report. In fact, I literally wrote the book. That's right. I literally wrote the book on creating 10 baggers. It's called 10 Bagger Blueprint. It's a number one bestseller on Amazon. And what this means is, if you understand about psychology, if you understand about marketing, is investors associate the Wall Street Reporter brand with high performance stocks. And they look to us for that next winning stock. The question is, will it be yours? Here's what's really interesting. I share this with a lot of CEOs. You're only one live stream away from doubling your stock. That's right. Only one presentation away from doubling your stock price. Again, I'm doing this for a long time. I see this happen. Success leaves clues. I see the patterns. So look, it only takes one or two fund managers or family office investors or influencers on social media, somebody who's got a following on Twitter or Discord or Reddit to take a liking to your stock, and that sets up a chain of reaction. Your stock starts going viral. Okay. In Wall Street Reporter events, they give you the right audience. They give you the right audience, which stacks the odds in your favor for that maximum upside potential. Here are some case studies. I'm going to show you some studies. These are stocks that, again, all their success started with the first presentation. Cytodine increased 2,000%. Visibility Group over 1,000%. Peak FinTech 2,000%. I'm going to show you the case study and where the CEO talks about what happened. CBDT 50x 5,000% increase after that company presented their story. Again, these things, all these success stories, they all happened within 12 months. It wasn't 20 years. These are 12-month success stories. Next Tech 1,300%, FanSunite 1,000%. By the way, all these companies, they raised millions of dollars, hundreds of millions in many cases, as a result of those increases. This company, ESC Entertainment, they started with literally nothing when they did their first presentation. The CEO, they connected with our audience, started building a following, and as a result, they were able to go from like literally zero to 60, $100 million run rate through acquisitions as their stocks started moving up. So again, stock is a tail that wags the dog. Your stock price is very important. Again, we literally wrote the book on 10 bagger stocks. This is the book. So when I'm showing you these success stories, these case studies, there's a framework behind this. Okay. There's a system at work. It's not luck. It's not happenstance. See, here is part of our framework. We're going to be talking about first principles. Okay. Real investors, not day traders, real investors, they buy the CEO first, the business second. Okay. People buy people. You heard this. If you've done sales, people buy people. It's not about the product, it's about the people. Top of VCs, venture capitalists, they prioritize the founder. It's always manager, manager. Just like in real estate location with investing, it's all about CEO, or management. Okay. It's all about the people. That's why these events are important because real investors, they want to get to look you in the eye. This is how they're doing it. They're through a live stream or video, just like I'm doing with you right now, right? Like you can see me, you can look at me in the eye, see if I'm for real or not. This audience, our investor audience, is going to be able to look you in the eye, listen to your pitch, and they're going to decide if you're the guy that can make it happen, right? If they believe in your vision. And here's the proof. Look, VCs, they write multi-million dollar checks on the back, based on a business plan on a napkin if they believe in the founder. It's not about the business plan, the slideshow, the product. It's about the founder. It's about the vision and if that guy can execute. And again, it's the proof also is fund managers. You know what? At all these conferences, physical conferences, it's all about the one-on-one meetings. The heavy hitters, the big fund managers, they're not sitting in that audience as they really want to meet with you one-on-one, right? It's all about, again, it's all about the founder. That's why Wall Street Reporter's focus for the last 25 years, from day one online, where we started online, it was all about CEO interviews and conferences. Now, back then we were doing physical conferences, not live because the technology wasn't there. Now you got this amazing technology. You have this massive leverage where you're able to connect with thousands of people literally around the world, just like I'm doing right now right from your desktop. So again, real investors, they focus on CEO quality and engaging directly with leadership. And that's what you're going to be doing at our event. You're going to be sharing your story. You're going to be participating in Q&A. These investors are going to be asking you questions and they're going to be, judging you based on how you answer those questions, right? Again, our success, is all based on amplifying the CEO brand All these winners that I showed you, these stocks that increased 10x, 20x, 50x, it was all based on Wall Street Reporter taking a CEO, helping them build a cult following, really amplifying that CEO brand, connecting them with that audience, and that snowball stock goes viral. And that's what produces those massive results. Here are some case studies. Peak FinTech. This stock increased 20x, $50 million raised. Actually, I think it was 75 million as of now. And again, it all started, the stock was 70 cents. Post split, it was 70 cents. It went to $14 during the time that we worked with them. Again, it all started with that first presentation. And by the way, the CEO, that's Johnson, you see him, that's a screenshot from one of our interviews. This is from an interview that he did. He has a quote. Nothing we did was as effective as a 3-month agreement we signed with Wall Street Reporter for the next super stock program. And again, this guy's done every type of IR program. These guys have spent probably, I don't know, $1 million on different programs. And Wall Street Reporter was the most effective program for him. What happened? He reached new investor audiences. His quote continues. So these viewers, for the most part, investors had never heard of the company before. That's who you're going to reach. You're going to reach people who've never heard of your company before, just like what happened with Johnson. That's his quote. And here's what he goes on to say. The stock went viral. How did the stock go viral? So here's what Johnson says. Our message seemed to resonate with them, and that began to spread across various social media platforms. Like I'm telling you, that's how the stock goes viral. And we went from having 2,000 shareholders from 2019. That's when we did our first live stream to 17,000 in about, what was it, 18 months. So it increased 8x, right? An 800% increase in shareholders. And that, if you follow everything I've been telling you, it makes sense, right? That's our system at work. When you go to an 8x increase in audience, your stock probably is going to increase 8x, right? I mean, it makes sense. If you're the Rolling Stones, now you could play a small bar, right, with 20 people, and you might sell a couple of CDs or whatever records. I don't know, whatever they did. Or you can play arenas with 50,000 people, and you're going to make a lot of money selling tickets, selling merch, that's how it works, right? So that's what Wall Street Reporter does. Right now, you're playing little bars. You're playing honky tonk bars with vomit on the floor that smell like urine. Okay. That's what you're getting at other conferences. I'm giving you the reality, right? When you're with Wall Street Reporter, you're presenting at an arena, right? We're putting you into an arena with 50,000, with a crowd of 50,000 that could appreciate your message and where you could have maximum impact. That's how you get this type of success when you go viral. Now, increasing stock price drives business growth. And here's what Johnson says. Our company successfully transitioned from being a penny stock to a company that met NASDAQ requirements. They actually did go onto NASDAQ. And again, stock price is the tail that wags the dog. So he says it went from 5 employees to 70 employees. They were able to get top talent. This is what happens when you have a stock that's on the move. The stock is the tail that wags the dog. When your stock starts moving, magical things start to happen with your business. That's why I always say the stock price is the thing you got to focus on. So what's our secret formula? Here it is. Here's our secret formula. Here's the Wall Street Reporter formula. It's your story. We take the CEO, it's that CEO investor connection. We amplify the CEO with Wall Street Reporter's massive audiences. So you get that scale. We are constantly able to get you into new audiences. Again, that's when you do our full 6-month programs, because you don't want to do just a one-shot thing. You can do a conference one time and you're going to get a result. You're going to get a really good result. But when you do this over and over again, every couple of weeks, month after month, that's how you get the success that you saw with Peak FinTech and some of our other winners. And again, you have that massive audience, that scale, and that's all combined with, amplified by the Wall Street Reporter brand, because it's not just the audience. It's not just you reaching a massive audience. It's now that you're believed. Okay. Now, when you have the Wall Street Reporter brand behind you, investors believe you. They trust the message. Why? Because of our track record. Okay. Literally, there's a whole book on this. Okay. Nobody has produced more 10 baggers than Wall Street Reporter. So you have that halo effect that benefits you. And again, the way you get these results is it's that consistent follow-up. When you do this for month after month on Wall Street Reporter, you get the results. And again, the social media multiplier effect, that's how you get the virality and you get the massive results. Listen, at the end of the day, it's all about the brand. Again, there's a lot of conferences out there. I know there's guys who do this for a little bit less money, for more money. There's a million events, right? You're probably getting invites all the time. None of them, nobody has the brand power of Wall Street Reporter. That's how we're able to produce these results for our clients. You got to leverage this brand power, the power of brand. You need to understand this. Look at these logos. Why do these logos increase the value of anything that they're attached to? Why? Rolex. Why does a Rolex sell for 10 grand, 20 grand? The watch, it costs only a couple $100 to make if it's in stainless steel, right? People go crazy for that logo. Mercedes Benz, Chanel, Rolls Royce, Supreme. How about Supreme, right? If you have kids, this is like a skater brand or something. I don't even know what this is, but anything that these guys literally, anything they put this logo on becomes like instant collector. Literally hammers, bricks. I think they put the logo on a brick and it was selling for like $1,000. It's insane. That is the power of brand. Okay. And look, elevated brands produce elevated results, elevated performance, right? Wall Street Reporter is an elevated brand. When you associate your company with an elevated brand, you have that halo effect of all those countless 10 baggers working for you. Again, investors know our track record, so they have expectation that there is a high probability that the next stock that we introduce could have that type of success. And by the way, here's some quotes from investors. I get emails all the time. Just tells you about our brand, right? This is, people are our audience. So again, here's a guy who writes life-changing win. So here's a guy who turned, I don't know, 50 grand into 2 million. Your program has changed my life. This is a guy who runs a Discord channel with a couple thousand followers, an influencer, the guy who likes our CEO interviews, the guests are solid. You ask tough questions, no smoke and mirrors. Great. And says, you do a great job finding out what shareholders and investors are really interested in. By the way, this is the guy that made like a couple $1,000,000 with one of our stocks. This is the stuff that people send me this stuff. So here's a guy that sends me a thing on Discord. He says, "Hey man, well, thank you. I turned 1,000 to 60 grand." Here's a guy that sends me a picture of his car. He bought this car. I think it's a Jaguar. And he made this like a little thing. I love WSR. That was his thing he put on social media. This is the real. By the way, I have T-shirts here. People put CEOs' faces on. Look, Wall Street Reporter creates cult followings for our CEO clients, and it produces some of these results. Amazing experience. You turned 2 grand, get another guy, a couple of grand. Here's a guy sends me a picture. Thank you to Jack was for my new house. This guy bought a house. It wasn't $1 million. I think it was, but it was a nice house in a guy from Quebec, Canada, which is again, that's very helpful. You want to escape those cold winters. Look, what is the point? What is the point I'm telling you here? Point of this, why am I showing you those slides? The point is no other platform out there has delivered as many multi-baggers, has created as many life-changing wins for investors as Wall Street Reporter. So the reality is Wall Street Reporter's brand story is we deliver 10 baggers consistently. Why do I keep saying this over and over again? Do you see this? There's a pattern here, right? Point is this: the brand is extremely important. When you associate with a Wall Street Reporter brand, that rubs off on your stock. So when you present at our conference, investors are going to be paying attention. They know we bring 10 baggers to the table. They're going to be expecting that from you. So again, we have an eager audience of investors waiting for that next big winner. Nothing else gives you as much leverage and return on investment as presenting your story at a Wall Street Report event. Because again, you're going to be able to influence thousands of investors right from the comfort of your office or wherever you are, 30 minutes, from wherever you are. You don't have to fly anywhere. You don't have to spend money on the hotel rooms away from your family, whatever. 30 minutes is all it takes, and you get maximum ROI. Again, 5 grand is the investment. And I've showed you case studies where, again, it's resulted in tens of millions of dollars right away, a lot of times in ROI. So here's the bottom line. Wall Street Reporter gives you a movement system that's going to help you increase your stock price, increase your trading volume, and raise capital as your volume and stock price increases. And again, you're going to have immediate results. 70% of our presenters, they see a significant increase between the time they announce, they put out the press release that they're presenting at the conference, and the time of the presentation. Significant increases, whether it's 30%, 50%, 100%. I don't know what the number is going to be, but you're going to see results right away. It's not going to take 6 months. And again, it's only $4,900. It's a no-brainer decision. This is the best ROI of any corporate growth initiative. I mean, show me where else you can invest 5 grand of your company's capital and see this type of return where you can create $50 million in shareholder value. Okay, guys, if you're interested, please get in touch. My contact info is below, or contact one of our team members. so we can get you into our next live stream event, whether you want to go with that exclusive webinar format, which I think is great, or you want to be presenting alongside 5, 6 other companies and benefit from that larger audience. It's up to you. But the most important thing is let's do it now. Time is money.